Hey, hold on a minute. You hear that? Hey. You hear that? Hey, hold on a minute. Wait. You hear that? Do you guys hear this? You hear that? Hey, hold on a minute. Go put YouTube on your guy. Like, go put the live stream on your guys' end, because I'm literally only hearing my voice, and it's a bunch of static. You guys hear this? You hear that? Hey, hold on a minute. Go put YouTube on your guy. Like, go put the live stream. Because Mikey said we're muted. Oh boy. I don't. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to leave this chat. Oh god, that's not gonna work, is it? I wonder if that works. Try checking it now.
Yeah, let's see.
We're like experimenting a new platform because like we don't have StreamYard anymore.
Yeah.
Thomas? Yeah, we got it. We're good.
Okay. That was my fault. I had a setting muted. Okay. So I think they can do it. So I don't need to do the intro again. So why don't you guys say what you were saying again?
Well, you gotta get back into it.
I want to talk about this first, but let's talk. We gotta talk about this. Pittsburgh fans who are from Cleveland or just from Ohio in general who have no ties to Pittsburgh. Like if your mom or your father is not from Pittsburgh and you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you are a troll.
Literally, like if you're. And what the guys who piss me off the most are like Pittsburgh fans and Ohio State fans. Like you can't do that. And I know, like I know people are like, "Oh, you can do whatever you want. Edibles, it's a free country." Well, it's like
no, fuck that.
Like if you got, my favorite team is the LA Lakers, and my favorite hockey team is the, New York Rangers. My favorite baseball team is the Braves. You can't pick and choose the best. This isn't a fucking smorgasbord. You're from a region, you pick that team, and if not, you're gonna get fucked.
It's not even just that. Like, all right, if you root for the Steelers, or if you're an Ohio fan, you like, all right, I like Ohio State, but I don't want to root for Ohio teams. Why root for the fucking Steelers, man? There are so many teams to pick from. Shit, root for the 49ers. Root for the Indianapolis Colts. They had, what's his name? Peyton Manning for the longest. I have literally never in my life met an Indianapolis Colts fan. Indianapolis is 5 hours away. Never in my life met an Indianapolis Colts fan. Kyle, have you?
I know quite a few Indianapolis Colts fans. I live in Cincinnati too. We're literally just drive down 74. So it's literally the closest NFL city to us. Not that they're that far from you guys, but yes, I've met plenty of Indianapolis Colts fans.
I'll be at that game October 22nd. We're heading down.
I'm gonna have to go. The thing is, though, is that Pittsburgh fans in Pennsylvania, they're actually really freaking nice.
They're too nice, almost. And I know this is a weird thing to say, coming from a Browns fan, but you go out there, they're very hospitable. They're down-to-earth people. I mean, a lot of them are from the, the Allegheny or Appalachian Mountain, the foothills there.
Oh, yeah.
Just really nice guys. It's a nice,
really nice people.
I went to Pittsburgh a couple years back. I think it was the Myles Garrett year. It was that first game after the helmet hit in 19. And I went there, and we were just, smoking with him and chilling. The guy's like, "Oh, you're the first nicest Browns fan we ever met." So I think that they think. I mean, some of them probably think that we're just like psychopaths. I mean, which kind of we are. I mean, if you're rooting for the Browns,
we are.
These years, you're a little mentally unstable. You know what I
mean? But like the one person in my section who was a Steelers fan, who was from Cleveland. She was proud about it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, why do you root for the enemy? And then guess who laughed when Nick Chubb got hurt? That motherfucker. I'm calling her a B word, but I got enough stuff that can cancel me already. That motherfucker. Fuck them, man.
I just find it. I've been to Pittsburgh a couple of times, and every time I'm not gonna lie. The food is delicious. The people are fun to trash talk with. But I'll agree with you guys. Every time I see him in Cincinnati, I think it's because if you're a Steelers fan in Ohio, then you're doing it to be a dick. Like, period. So by definition, like you're probably going to get some Steelers fans who are in Pittsburgh who are dicks. I mean, it's just how it works. But you're going to get very few in Ohio who are not dicks about it, because like why would you be unless you're originally from Pennsylvania, that's one thing. But if you're from Ohio, born and raised in Ohio, and you've chosen to be a Steelers fan, it's because you're an asshole who has contempt for everyone around you.
They were really nice, man. I really want to come on this podcast and just insult Pittsburgh fans like I did for the last 48 hours. I really do. I really do, but I can't because they were actually really cool. Like, I mean, they came up to me like, dude, that was unfortunate what happened to Chubb. I was like, God damn.
Right. The whole Chubb thing was just bad for football. I mean, it was just bad for a lot of people's fantasy teams, for one. Not that fantasy we got to acknowledge the elephant in the room. A lot of people root for fantasy players. And just for, as good of a guy as Chubb is, I mean, he represents the humility we love in the Rust Belt, the community. He's always involved in shit. He's very, very soft-spoken. He's not braggadocious and ridiculous. I mean, for him to go down in such a shit fashion, illegal or hateful hit or not, I mean, shit happens. But it's just like, what a deflating fucking moment. Like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I posted this in the Buzz, Cleveland Browns Buzz group on Facebook. It's like, this is probably the worst loss in Browns history. I mean, not – and people are like, oh, what about the playoffs? And, 86, whatever. No, then we were in the playoffs. Like, now it's like, dude, if, Chubb's gone for years, you got no running back. Watson looked like dog shit. I mean, if Watson's not there and if he's playing like, Black Manziel or something like that, we're getting nowhere. You got – if we got a punt on Watson, you're talking 3 years, 2026, because you got the rest of this year. They'll probably give they'd probably fire Stefanski and start next year again with the new coach. And so you got at least then – so you're looking at, 2026 draft before you can even get somebody, which is just so incomprehensibly horrible to think about after all this wasted offseason we've done with this bullshit that, it was just so deflating. And everything that could have possibly went wrong in a football game went wrong in that game Monday night. We had no business losing that. We won the time of possession like 35-25. We won the yardage battle. We won everything. Held their offense to like one touchdown, a couple field goals, and we still lost that son of a bitch, man. Oh my goodness!
2 fumbles, man. A fumble and a pick, man.
The game starts off with the fucking pick six. Starts off with the pick six. Like, come on.
The thing that bothers me the most, though, and this is something I couldn't get out of my head when it happened, is I can't get out of my head that the Pittsburgh Steelers might have ruined a Hall of Fame running back's resume. Yep. And I think Nick Chubb was well on his way to be a Hall of Fame running back And he wasn't just trying to be the best Brown running back in history. He was trying to be one of the best running backs in history. And he was gunning for all kinds of records. And we're about a year away from seeing him break these records. We seen it with LeBron. When LeBron was just scoring so consistently for so many consecutive years. Next thing you know, you're like, hey, man, he's already the youngest person to hit 20,000 points. Nick Chubb was on track to do shit like that. We were looking at him like he is, 10,000 yards or 5,000 yards away from breaking Jim Brown's record. And we were like, oh, he's going to do that shit like 5 more seasons. What we're doing the math. Like, man, this is an injury going to take 2 years to come back from. And how do we know he's going to be the same? How do we know he's going to come back from this shit?
Man, I should have started with
I can't get out of my head. We're going to get to that. Don't worry. I got something for that. We're going to get to that.
I'm just saying it's hard to follow that.
Well, let's go into the Burrow injury. I mean, do you think Burrow is, feeling it right now? He's just kind of, because he hasn't been the same quarterback he was last year. I mean, granted, last year they went 0-2 as well, but, I see the team this year and last year, and if I was a Cincinnati fan, that line's worrying me a lot. I don't think Orlando Brown Jr. is really that good, and I don't know if Burrow has the cohesion that he did in the past. What's your take on the post-salary, maybe it's he just got his big contract. He's just kind of, got to get some motivation again. What's your take on that, Kyle?
So I wasn't going to compare it to last year necessarily, but I do think it's worth pointing out that the injury sucks. And I was on record saying that I thought that the Bengals and Joe Burrow were blowing the injury out of proportion to have an excuse to not play him in the preseason or anything like that. Which isn't necessarily Joe Burrow's MO, but I digress. Point being that I think last year Joe Burrow got off to a rough start because he didn't play much in the preseason. And then he got a little bit better. That game against the Cowboys was a little bit better than the game against the Steelers. And just kind of built. And with Joe Burrow, this year, that game against the Browns was horrendous. He didn't turn the ball over, which is wonderful. Yeah, great. He didn't turn the ball over. And he did turn the ball over against the Ravens. And yet somehow he looked better against the Ravens than he did against the Browns. Now, I think part of it's the injury, part of it's whatever. I think part of it is the fact that the Browns just have this. They struggle in a lot of ways. A lot of teams when it comes to the Bengals, they know how to stop the Bengals.
Also, don't discount that absolute horrible weather we had. I was at that game. I don't know if
that weather was bad.
It was some of. There was maybe 2 or 3 really bad weather days, and both of them were on Browns games. The Eagles' preseason game, and then the one we just had. It was just so the whole game was just an annoying rain. It wasn't pouring, but it was just that rain where you start walking fast to get back to your car. It was that kind of rain the whole time. You couldn't grab anything. It was just miserable. So I wouldn't. That first game's just a shit sample, in my opinion. You can't base anything off of that.
It's also week 1.
Right. And you don't play football for fucking the entire preseason, pretty much 9 months. You're gonna have some rust. So I'm not gonna hold real against that.
As far as you mentioned Orlando Brown Jr., and I'm definitely going to push back with you on that one. I thought he was not worth all the hype for sure against the Browns. I thought he did okay against the Browns, and he actually did phenomenal in pass blocking against the Ravens. He was everything we were hoping for against the Ravens. He shut down that side of the field. So Orlando Brown Jr.'s. I think clearly a solid pickup at this point. It's definitely better than trying to have Joe Williams out there, who's now on the right side and screwing things up on the right side. So we still have and we released Lyle Collins. So so much for that whole hype train. We still potentially have a problem on offensive line, but it's not the way it used to be. Now it's we got one position that we really need to fix, and beyond that, the whole unit's pretty solid. But I feel like Joe Burrow was doing the same thing he always does. I feel like he was watching him play, I'm like, he's going to heat up. We'll figure this out eventually. Hopefully we can come back from 0-2 like we did last year. But it's a crazy thing. It was remarkable when we did it last year. So I expect that we're going to do it again. That would be a lot to ask. But I was thinking Joe Burrow could do it. And I still think he could. But when I found out that injury is serious and it might potentially keep him out against the Rams, now I'm worried.
I think you should. I think, man, look, y'all should rest Joe Burrow. Y'all should rest Joe Burrow. Only because when you do, calf injuries can lead to Achilles, and you don't want that to do good. I just watched my running back go down, homie. Joe Burrow's hurt. I realized that Jamar Chase is like, he just keeps it real. Like, I low-key fuck with him because Jamar Chase always fucking just keeps it real. And he said Joe Burrow should probably rest for like 5 or 6 games. Everybody laughed at him because Jamar Chase said it in like a very like goofy way or like a jokingly way. Just like he said with the Browns, like it was that's kind of fucked up. I called them L's, they are L's, and we lost to a bunch of L's. I'm mad. And shit was funny. Shit is funny. I like that. It's actually kind of funny. But he was real, man. Joe Burrow should probably rest a little bit because Jamar Chase knows at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen isn't the Bengals go like 2-6 the 4 weeks that Joe Burrow, or 2-4, or 2-2, or 1-3, or whatever your record will be with Joe Burrow being out. That's not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is Joe Burrow get hurt.
And you got to look at this Bengals schedule, dude. This Bengals schedule is quite favorable over the next 4 weeks at least. I mean, Rams, Titans, Cardinals, and Seahawks, those are 4 winnable games. Even with the backup, I would say the Bengals could probably win all those games. So I'm not going to –
With those guys? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get too down with them. I'm glad we played the NFC South this year. They got some bad teams over there. Maybe it's the West. Besides the Niners, like the rest of the division's kind of mediocre. The Cardinals are next level bad. You know the Cardinals could get the first and second pick next year. You know what they said? You know what could happen because the Bears also got Carolina's pick. You could have the Cardinals picking 1 and 2, and then the Bears come back and pick 3 and 4. Isn't that wild? Or some combination of that?
Bad too. Yeah, Bears bad too.
Because the Cardinals got Houston's pick and the Bears got the Cardinals pick. Or the Bears got the Panthers pick, and all 4 of those teams are probably going to be at least in the top 10. So it's going to be a pretty wild draft.
My only thing about the Bengals next 4 games, I understand what people are saying, and that's why Jamar Chase, by the way, again, Thomas, it wasn't a shot at the Browns at the time, but it was like Joe Burrow shouldn't play till week 5. And I don't exactly. I thought it was maybe a shot at the schedule, but now I'm understanding. I think it might have been a comment about his leg. But
yeah, it was.
So but the thing is, the upcoming 4 games, though, like yes, the Titans, yes, the Cardinals, like we should be able to handle those 2 teams. If the defense can play better than they did against the Ravens, then maybe we can win with Jake Browning. But the thing is, the Seahawks are not pushovers. It really just depends on what version of Geno Smith you're getting. And then the Rams look like they're back. At least from an offense perspective.
Yeah, the Rams are surprising a little bit. I'm not going to lie. They showed up against the 49ers. I mean, the Niners smoked the Steelers in week 1. And I thought they were going to, beat the Rams by a couple touchdowns. But the that Puka, Nakua Puka, I think his name is, from BYU, 19th drafted wide receiver. This guy could be freaking in the Pro Bowl. He could be an All-Pro. What a gem that guy is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
he probably won't be because Cooper Kupp's going to come back.
Right.
But I actually did mention, like, I do this these fantasy football videos for this client I have, and one of my suggestions this week on the waiver wire was to pick up Matt Stafford, and it's just because when you got Cooper Kupp come back, you're going to have Cooper Kupp and Tutu Atwell and now Puka Nacua. Like he's got those guys to throw the ball to, and he's still Matt Stafford. I mean, I know he wasn't good last year, but I think he might have been hurt last year too. So I think he might be somebody who people ignore who's going to kind of come back. And then the Rams themselves. I'm not saying the Bengals can't beat them. Even with Jake Browning, I'm not saying we can't beat him. I mean, I feel like Jake Browning is going to look better when he's throwing the starters and he's playing behind a starting offensive line. But he's definitely not Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah, Joe Burrow. Nobody's Joe Burrow. Just like nobody's Nick Chubb. And that,
one thing I will say about the Division 2 this year, though, is that the AFC North is not the best division in the AFC. The AFC East is the best division in the AFC. The Dolphins are, obviously, it's 2 weeks in. But, man, the Dolphins, I mean, assuming Tua stays healthy and doesn't get any injuries like he had last year, they're on fire. They're just lighting it up, man. The only thing about that.
Yeah, the Ravens got the Kardashian curse right now. Odell's out here dating the Kardashian shit.
The only thing about the AFC East is, like, the Jets are not a threat anymore. The Jets are done. Like, it's over for the Jets. And then I haven't bought the Patriots since Tom Brady left. Like, at all. Like, Bill Belichick's a fantastic coach. But you can have Vince fucking Lombardi himself. If you've got Mac Jones as your quarterback, you're not going to stand much of a chance.
Yeah, he's not good, man. I mean, he's better than Kenny Pickett, but he's not good, man. Yeah, Kenny Pickett's that level bad.
Well, I would actually argue he's about equally effective as Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's a little more dangerous. Mac Jones is a little safer with the ball, but Kenny Pickett has a little bit more arm talent than Mac Jones does.
Look, that touchdown, that touchdown that he got was because George Pickens made great play. That was all George. Dude, watching Kenny Pickett in person was one of the funniest things ever. And I don't know how we lost to the motherfuckers.
I know how.
Cleveland, that's why.
Man, I mean, like...
Well, Deshaun Watson sucks. That's part of it.
Deshaun is... I'm not going to lie, dude.
Deshaun Watson, I'm not defending him at all anymore.
Deshaun concerns the fuck out of me. Like, he is not there mentally. He's throwing it all over the place. He's holding the ball too long. He had a couple fumbles, a couple picks. I'm not liking where this. I mean, unless he has a drastic improvement.
He's playing badly, man.
Against the Titans, he's just sneaking up the joint. This is week 2 into the second season. 8 games this guy's played with us under a $231 million contract, and you already got fans calling for DTR, a 5th-round rookie. That's how bad this guy has performed. I mean, any metric, he's like near the bottom or bottom 5. I mean, it's almost insulting. It's like when Keith Hernandez was here with the Tribe in 1991, or Dwayne Bowe signed with the Browns, or that kind of level. Just like, not good, brother, not good. I mean, it's not going to look good for these guaranteed contracts if Burrow's going out there hammering around and fucking Deshaun's out there not doing it. And he's the only guy who's earning his contract is Mahomes. Everybody else is just doing whatever so far. So we'll see. But
even then, Mahomes hasn't been great either.
Yeah,
he's still Patrick Mahomes.
This year, Mahomes hasn't been.
But here's the thing. Oh, Washington. He's not physical. He is physically fine. He can throw that ball fine. He can run fine. He's fine physically. We know he did it before because we all seen him do it before. It's 100% mental. And that's the thing that just really just frustrates me, because even if he just did not turn over the ball on Monday, we win that game. Do it for fucking Chubb, homie. Like, damn. I don't want to do this, Joe. I don't want to do this, but I got to do it. When Odell Beckham went down in 2020, Baker Mayfield threw 5 touchdowns.
You're thinking that Chubb going down is going to inspire Deshaun, maybe?
Apparently not. Because what he do? He started grabbing people's helmets and throwing them out of bounds. Care, motherfucker. Like, dude, there was like 4 or 5 drives where I was like, if you just get 1 touchdown here or a field goal, you end the game. He couldn't drive the ball. Every single time we were driving the ball, he would do something stupid, like grab a motherfucker helmet and throw it out of bounds. Like, dude, what are you doing, homie? What are you doing? It's easier for me to defend the other thing than it is for me to defend his play. That's how bad he's freaking playing.
Right. Well, the thing that Sean probably doesn't understand too is that, like it or not, dude, you're on a short leash with us fans. Like we had to suck up a lot of personal pride to defend this guy. It wasn't fun for a lot of us.
A lot.
What I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is.
And we're married to him.
But it's not fun talking about that. You know what I mean? And it's like,
it's not.
If he doesn't come out there and at least give us a fucking average or better performance, no, dude. We know you got the talent in you because the fucking Saints and Falcons wanted you. Don't come over here and pissing it out and mailing it in just because you think it's a paycheck. People are to the point where we were fucking come out and flatten your tires, Deshaun, and the opinions and views expressed by Joey Edibles aren't necessarily those of the Bad Ohio podcast. But motherfuckers, show up. Or something's going to happen. You're not going to like it. Okay? We sacrificed 3 years for your bitch ass. Okay, 3 years? It's been since the goddamn pandemic. We had a good guy in here. We liked him, Baker. We did. We had nothing wrong with fucking Baker. And our shit owner who scammed all those fucking truckers and shit comes out and just fucking watches draft day too much and says, I need to make a splash, and just backs up the fucking money truck, thinks he can buy a title. Don't come out here fucking think you're going to mail it in, fucking Deshaun, because we will find you. It's not hard to find where people live. It's 2023, my man. Just remember that shit.
We bought you, man. We don't buy nice things. We bought you, and we lost our Hall of Fame running back. This shit, look, here's how I feel about the Deshaun Watson. The Browns season shouldn't be over right now. It shouldn't be over. I feel like it is, but it shouldn't be because the reality is Kareem Hunt is still a very good running back, and Jerome Forbes is pretty solid. And they have a great offensive line. You got a lot of weapons on that team. You still got Cooper. You still got Moore. You got the second best defense in the league. If he just plays 80% of what he's capable of playing, just 80%, we'll win 10 games. Just give me that, Deshaun. Can you at least do that, dude? I am done defending you. I can't. I literally cannot. I got nothing to defend you. My friend who I went to the game with was like, dude, Deshaun Watson lost that game. You know what I said to him? I was like, shit, you right.
Kyle's like, okay now.
The season might be over, man. Honestly, the season might be over.
Well, the thing is, Thomas, it's like we can still win a lot of these games. If you really look at the next couple of years. I mean, we're favored on Sunday. In a perfect world, we should win some of these games. But then again, why should we have any hope? Look what happened last week. Well, it's like you could write a movie about bad things that happen in a football game, and it would be 10 times better than what just happened. That's how bad that was. And so I don't know. I mean, this is still an 11-win team on paper. If we're being honest, the schedule's not that difficult. No, I'll see how it's the first couple weeks.
Well, on paper assumes that Deshaun Watson's playing at a Deshaun Watson.
That's true.
And he has that's my whole point, man. Is that if he just plays within himself, he'll be fine. He's pressured. And here's the thing though. Here's why I wasn't worried. Here's why I wasn't worried this season. I thought Nick Chubb was gonna have his best season of his career. So I thought Deshaun Watson was gonna have kind of an easy path to find himself. Chubb was running all over the Steelers. He was primed for a big game. Pittsburgh couldn't stop him. That's why he had to hurt him, whatever. Dirty city. But the thing was that if you have a running back that could go for 150 yards a game, the play action is just there. So Watson could have just brought himself along because he had this Hall of Fame running back. Now our Hall of Fame running back's gone. The offense has to be surrounded by Watson. And that bothers me if he plays honestly, Deshaun Watson plays like Deshaun Watson in Texas. The Browns are going to be very fun to watch because even still, Kareem Hunt and Jerome Forbes are two running backs who should actually match better with Watson because of their playing style. Because both of those players are great pass catchers, are fantastic pass catchers, and Watson should be able to find them. But I have no reason. I have nothing at all that could tell me that Deshaun Watson is going to find it again. The only thing that I have is the fact that he was good in Texas. He was really fucking good in Texas. Where is it? Where is it, Jesus? Why do you do this to us, Jesus? You know the year I had? That quarterback stolen by the Kia boys. Have my heart broken.
There's actually a meme going around that reminds me of what you just said there, Thomas. But it's like the one where the Browns fan is looking at Jesus and he's like, "Why do you keep giving me your toughest battles?" And Jesus is like,
"I'm still alive." I don't know.
Thomas, let me ask you this. If you think back to the Texans, the last time he played in a regular bull season like that, the Texans 2020 season, I mean, they were 4-12. So do you think a lot of that is garbage stats? Do you think his numbers a little inflated and we just didn't realize it?
No. If you believe that, that's BS. He was good. Texas was, I don't think people remember this. Texas was historically bad. Washington was fine, man. Washington is insane. Like, he was in Texas. The thing is that it's not basketball where in basketball you could, like, where somebody has to score. We had Deshaun Kaiser on our team. Deshaun Kaiser, he played for a bad team, and he never put up stats. Think about all the bad quarterbacks for the Browns in the years. They never put up stats in garbage time. Deshaun Watson didn't just lead the league in passing that year. He was one of the league leaders in touchdowns, which means that when he got to the red zone, he was scoring. You know, he was putting up points, man. He was scrapping. They had a horrible defense. He had no receivers that last year. He had nothing. And he had a horrible coach and a horrible GM. It was not a good situation, and he didn't want to be there. And he thought that his owner was racist because the owner made a racist comment. And he still put up those numbers. That's not those numbers. That was real. Because, like, you can't say it wasn't real because it wasn't like he didn't do that before. It wasn't like he didn't have this, like, he played 2 playoff games and threw 6 touchdowns those 2 playoff games. Like this isn't he was down against Josh Allen by 3 touchdowns and then went off. Like, and he didn't do it by running all over him like Lamar Jackson does. He did it because he did it with passing. In fact, Joe Burrow's early passing stats were commonly compared to Deshaun Watson's early passing stats when he came in the league because they both had similar passing stats. He is a good at passer, man. I don't know. He's just waiting too long to throw that ball. It's crazy, man. He didn't play like this last time I seen him play. Last time I seen him play, he was insane. The first time I seen him play was in Texas, and he went off on us. Baker had a good game that day, too. He went off on us. He's really good.
Yeah, I think
I don't know where he was, at least.
I don't know what the Browns' remaining schedule is going to be, but I'm going to say I can't imagine.
This is a crazy thing to say, but I feel that our defense is good enough to where they can win some games by themselves. I mean, if you think about after week 1, how Browns fans were, a lot of people were like, oh, you know, is there another challenge on the schedule? There are people talking 14-3, ridiculous stuff. And now it's the complete opposite end. People are like, oh, we're not going to win 6 games. It's probably right there in the middle. I mean, if we're being honest, 9.5 was the over-under. It's probably be like 10, something like that wins. We'll probably win a couple we shouldn't have and lose a couple we should, etc. But, I mean, it's he's got – I mean, honestly, even at 60%, Deshaun, if he could just execute some of the plays and if Ford comes to play, I'm not going to lie, I don't think Hunt is where Browns fans think he was. I mean, he's never really been like – that good for us. I mean, his rookie year, 2017 was his rookie year, and that was 7 years ago or 6 years ago now. And it's like Hunt's lost a step. I feel. I mean, he'll be good at a couple screens if the blocking's there, but like, I don't think you're going to see much of Hunt at all.
I think he's probably a better receiver than he is running back. You know what it is though is Man, do you think that hit on Chubb was dirty?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Minka was intending to break his leg. I mean, he was probably just going to tackle him, and just their trajectory was kind of fucked. I mean, I don't. Let's put it this way: if it was dirty, I think the Browns would have taken him out. A different play, that kind of thing, retaliation sort of stuff. I think it's just one of those unfortunate things in football. I mean, it feels like one of those things you wish you could just press rewind and stop it, and get the other. Because if Chubb's healthy in that game, we're winning. We're winning probably 27.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. Yeah,
I mean, he was on pace to get 200. People forget he had 60 yards before he went down. That was like fucking 10 minutes to go in the second. He was gonna break 150, 200 yards.
I was about to hit that parlay, man. I was gonna hit that parlay. He was about to go off that, man.
Did you see that one guy had $1 parlay for? It was like some random thing, and then for Jerome Ford to get the most yards in the game, and Jerome Ford did most rushing yards in the game. It was like 20,000 to 1 or some shit. So he won like 150 grand off of $1 ticket. Because it was great. I gotta find the ticket.
You know what it is though. For me though, is that I don't think it was dirty. I think it was reckless, and I just think it's so Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh plays recklessly like that all the time, especially when they're losing. That's just the Pittsburgh model. Let's just muck up the game. That's literally what they do. And I just think it's funny that these injuries always happen from Pittsburgh. It happens so much, it's not even a coincidence.
That's true. I mean, I can't tell you the last time the Bengals had, or the Browns had, like a devastatingly season-altering or decade-altering injury against the Browns. But I don't think I have enough fingers on one hand to count the number of times it's happened against the Steelers. And that's
just insane. Yeah, it's just insane. Like, this be like stuff like James Harrison. They were like, "Oh, James Harrison isn't dirty. He isn't a dirty player. He's just football." Then James Harrison comes out and go like, "Yeah, I go out and play football to hurt people. I'm literally on the field to try to hurt people. I literally want to hurt people." He admitted it. He's admitted it. James Harrison admitted multiple times to the Steelers having a culture where maybe not. They don't target or hurt to take people out, but they know that they can get away with a level of physicalness that is kind of cheap that nobody else can get away with because they're the Steelers. It isn't even small stuff. There were small cheap shots that they took during the game that we don't talk about. It is kind of like the thing, the reason why Watson threw the people out on the helmet. Now you talk about the retaliation. That's what it was. That's why Sean Watson grabbed him by the face mask from out the helmet. Because he said, he's like, I was just mad at them. I was mad at them. He was clearly frustrated with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's one saving grace I would say about Watson. And if I'm being honest with you, my brain and my gut are telling me that Watson is going to turn it around. My heart is saying, man, fuck it, the season's over. After seeing that injury, but logic is just saying, if I'm looking at this logically, I'm like, well, he's throwing the ball down the field. It just takes, and people are open. It just takes a couple of connections here and there to try to get momentum. Maybe you should go for shorter passes and easier passes to try and get his momentum going. But anybody who plays sports know what it's like to have something and try to get back what you have. It sometimes takes a while, but it only takes 2 or 3 plays to get it going. But once you get it going, it gets going. And my brain is telling me they ain't playing the Titans, and there's a lot of players who are going to play real inspired. And when the Chubb injury happened, it was very emotional for a lot of people. And I get how, and it was obvious the Browns players were wrapped up in emotion. So my logic is telling me that he still threw for 200 yards. He still has some good throws here and there. It's almost there. It's just not clicking.
Now, do you think with Stefanski still as our head coach, we have any shot? That's the X factor. By the way, Kyle,
I can't say what I said about Zach Taylor last week and not say what I might say about Kevin Stancy. Yeah, no, like Kevin Stancy is not doing. Like I'm not happy with him either right now. I'm gonna be honest. Dude, girls volleyball just came up on college women's volleyball just came up on ESPN, and I might not be talking for a minute.
Do you remember the one Simpsons? When like Homer was trying to get Marge in the mood. Homer was like, Marge, I've been watching women's volleyball on ESPN.
Something about it, man.
That's the first time I've ever said that in forever. Who watches ESPN for literally any other reason at this point?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I watch besides games, Browns games really at this point because they didn't have the Cavs and whatchamacallit games on TV. So it's like besides the Browns games, I don't think I watch any TV besides YouTube at this point. I mean, a lot of it's because I'm on, hanging out with my buddies and I'm streaming myself and all that. But like, man, the way it was, like, it's just not the same for that. I don't know. And a lot of it's because, I mean, there's nothing new, too, because you got a writer's strike going on. But it's changing, man. It's, I don't know. We'll
it's
see.
all about Netflix. And dude, I feel, honestly, I might be on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram where I'm like sitting back and watching TV because it's easier. But, like, I mean, and like, no, I don't ever watch ESPN. Honestly, I like Fox Sports 1 more than I like ESPN. Not because of any other reason, because Fox Sports 1 is so fucking entertaining. Like, their radio hosts be like saying the most bombastic stuff to the point where I can't stop listening. What? That's a take right there. That is obviously wrong, but got my interest. I can't stop listening. Well, number 7 is Steve.
So
All right.
I think we can probably go ahead and move on because we're just talking about at this point. Let's move on to our prediction segment.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Bring it. I'm so ready. I forgot to make my prediction.
Now, the Rams-Bengals game on Monday night.
The Rams-Bengals game is on Monday. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So
I'm busy on Sunday.
All right, let's go. Let's start.
In Full Fire is it in Paul Brown Stadium, wherever the hell they call it now?
No, it's in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, it's in Cincinnati.
Let's see.
All right, cool.
All right, so the first game we're going to try to predict here is obviously tomorrow's game. We got to go ahead and get that one out of the way. So we got the New York Giants traveling to San Francisco to play the 49ers.
49ers.
Yeah.
This is, you're probably not going to see a more dominant game of the year. San Francisco's 10-point favorites. I mean, I don't see any universe where the 49ers win, but it is the NFL. But I'll predict 49ers.
I got it. I was shocked that Daniel Jones was as bad as he was against the Cardinals. Like, I mean, I've been like anti-Daniel Jones for the longest time, but like I thought he was going to have a better year this year at the very least. Nope. He was horrible against the Cardinals, and the 49ers are actually a real football team. So it looks like in the ESPN leagues here, 2% of people have picked it's like 98% have picked the 49ers, 2% have picked the Giants, and I want to know who those 2% of people are. Like, are they doing it as a joke? Are they just crazy Giants fans?
Well, sometimes if you got a league where everybody's just doing the same thing, and you pick one random team that, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
That's fair too.
When you pick them, shit, that kind of shit, so.
Oh, commercial break.
Next up, you got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Detroit to play the Lions.
The Falcons are undefeated. The Lions are hungry. They're 3-point favorites. Boy, I don't see the Falcons just going 2-1. I don't. I think the Lions take it.
So wait.
I
don't think the Lions are going to go.
I don't think the Lions. I don't think the Falcons are going to be 3-0. I think the Lions will win this. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I got to agree. The Lions. I was surprised they lost last week. Honestly, I think the Lions are going to be not like a Super Bowl contender or anything like that, but I think they're going to be like a higher tier team this year. Like definitely a playoff team. And the Falcons, their quarterback's Desmond Ritter. So
right, they're probably just playing a little bit out their asses starting out the year.
Yeah. So I'm not saying the Falcons couldn't pull off a miracle here, but probably going to be Lions.
I gotta go to Lions. Detroit's been rocking. That's been rocking.
I think those first two games are pretty cut and dry there. Next up, we got the Saints and the Packers, which ESPN is actually fairly divided on. So, 52% of people are picking the Saints and 48% are picking the Packers, which makes sense. The Packers are not the old Packers.
All right, you got Jordan Love.
Jordan Love looked good, man. Jordan Love don't look bad at all.
He also played some shit teams too. I think the Saints take this. You know, it's because I think Taysom Hill's going to show up big in this game if he's healthy. Just starting to get him back in the offense. I don't think I just don't see the Packers winning this, man. I don't know. It's I just see the Saints taking this one, which will put them at 3-0, which would be wild.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. Yeah. I just think that Jordan Love will get a couple touchdowns here and like Jordan Love's been throwing touchdowns like crazy. He's been finding his own. It's at Lambeau. That place is gonna be rocking. I'm going with the Packers.
By the way, Joe, are you in our Pick'em League on ESPN?
I am. I haven't done it this week yet, though. So I should probably do this as I go. Here, hold on.
Yeah, I should too. Honestly, I just can't get my computer. I forgot to do it last week. I'm not forgetting this week. Sorry.
Anybody else? I think if you're not in the Pick'em League, you can still join. So let me see if I can get a link and I'll put it up in chat.
All right, hold on. Let me. Who did I say? So okay, obviously Niners. Who else did I say? Did I say the Lions? Yeah, I said the Lions, and I said the Saints. Okay. All right, keep going. I'll just follow along with this. This makes it easier, actually. Good call.
Yep.
All
right. So I put a link in chat if you want to join the Pick'em League. You can still join. I think it goes off a percentage of picks. I don't think it's like the actual record itself matters as much as the percentage. So.
Well, yeah, we got a long season. So you got plenty. So you get. So it's only week 2. So yeah, so there's plenty of time for you to still.
Okay. So who did you say, Joe? Packers or Saints?
The Saints are going to win.
Okay. I'm going to agree with
you.
I'm going to agree with Joe. The Saints I found better than I expected last week. And Jordan Love does look good. So it go either way, really. But the Saints are looking a little better than I expected. And I'm sure Mikey's never going to let me live it down saying that. But I mean, I don't care. Being realistic here, the Saints look a little bit better. Now their competition, we can talk about their level of competition. But I don't know if I quite buy the Jordan Love Packers just yet. Give me another couple of weeks and we'll see. But I'm going to take the Saints for now. And next we got the upstart Miami Dolphins hosting the Denver Broncos.
There's no way, in my opinion, that the Broncos have a shot in this game. I think the Dolphins win big here. You're probably talking 20 points or more.
Okay.
Dude, I'm so right about Wilson that it's not funny anymore. So Dolphins, please.
I really want to talk myself into taking the Broncos, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to pick the Dolphins because I'm not stupid.
How about the ending of that game last week, right? The Hail Mary, and then they fuck up the 2-point conversion. Oh, my
goodness. That's the most, 2010s Broncos thing I've ever heard of.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
That was very sad.
You talk about bad situation, man. Like, hey, man, like, at least the book's still out on Watson. It was like Russ is just cooked.
I mean, at least the. I don't know. The Broncos gave up a lot to get Wilson too. So,
I know.
But at least
company. What's up, Denver?
At least the Broncos didn't sell their souls to get Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they sold to Walmart. That's close enough. They sold.
Well, no, they sold their souls to Walmart, but that was separate from the Russell Wilson thing.
Yeah, but it's still pretty bad that they're owned by Walmart. I wouldn't want to be. I am owned by oil companies, so I can't say anything. A corrupt oil company for that.
Let's ride. I'm feeling pretty dangerous tonight. Okay. I'm done. So next up, we got the Vikings and the Chargers. Both teams that I think have disappointed severely this season to anybody who doesn't actually pay attention, because I saw both these teams not being this year. But a lot of people seem to be very surprised that these teams aren't good. I'm like, how are you surprised?
Because NFL fans are very now not foresighted. NFL fans are the least foresighted people in sports.
This game is one of the ones that does shock me in terms of the records. Like, I would have thought that, both teams would have split at this point. I mean, the fact that one of these teams is going to come out of this 0-3 is kind of crazy to me. It's an even game. You couldn't have more of a – there's no spread on this. It's dead down the middle. I just think that the Chargers are going to take this one, because I don't think that Dolphins' defense is going to be able to stop it. I think the Chargers still got some hitters. I just think they got a couple – fluke losses. I think they'll take this one on the road.
That coach is on a hot seat for the Chargers. And Cousins haven't really looked bad. Cousins haven't looked bad. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I'm going to disagree with you, Joe. Again, I'm sorry. That's
all right. If everybody picked the same, well, why do they pick them?
Yeah. That's honestly part of why I was trying to talk myself into picking the Broncos, because we were all just agreeing too much.
Right.
Yeah, but there's some things that are just obvious. Like are you going to go put money on the Broncos?
That's why I didn't do it.
Maybe $1 to just some crazy parlay, just to $1 now. Like, yeah, it is.
What's $1 going to get you?
If the Broncos win $1 million probably, because nobody's taking them. You don't do a parlay. Like, you know FanDuel. If you know FanDuel, you make a parlay taking who? The Giants and the Broncos, you could probably win $500.
All right.
Who got next?
I haven't made my pick yet. I'm sorry. I really don't like either of these teams. I think I'm gonna take Thomas's side of this one. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm not confident in that pick.
Me neither.
I don't really have much logic for it. I like Cousins better than I like Herbert. But it's not that I like Cousins, and it's not that I think that Herbert's like this terrible, horrible quarterback. But I do think it's a 1 p.m. game, and Kirk Cousins tends to be better in 1 p.m. games that don't matter.
He hasn't really played that bad this season, actually.
They got great stats, man. I mean, they were like the first team to get 50 points or some shit. Or maybe that was the Chargers. One of the teams was the first team to get 50 points and no turnovers in the first 2 weeks and be 0-2 or something like that. That's true.
That's the whole thing. Is because of Justin Jefferson.
But that's the whole thing about Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is like the opposite of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the same. He's like the fraternal twin of Jimmy Garoppolo. He puts up good stats, but he loses big games. Jimmy Garoppolo puts up horrible fucking stats, but somehow wins the big game. That makes sense.
Well, he isn't winning a whole lot of games these days.
That's true.
So we got the Patriots traveling to New Jersey to play the Jets.
The Jets are a home dog. Patriots are favored by 2.5 here. This could be a low-scoring affair, and the over/under is only 37. This is a tough game to pick. This is a tough game to pick for me because you always like the home dog, but man, you just don't see the Patriots going 0-3. You just don't. I mean, both these quarterbacks are quite suspect. I mean, Zach Wilson was benched, and Mac Jones is Mac Jones. So, I mean, fuck, it's a hard one, dude. I gotta go Patriots. I'm not really confident in that pick, but it's gonna be a close game.
I'm taking the Patriots. I'm pretty confident about it.
Well, I'm taking the Patriots as well. So we're all three of us are taking the Patriots. And I'm more like Joe. I'm not terribly confident in it. But the fact of the matter is, I'm less confident in Zach Wilson than I am in Mac Jones. Like, I don't believe in Mac Jones from the perspective of, like, I don't see him doing anything interesting at all. He's a very boring quarterback who's, like, he's like if Andy Dalton took heroin. That'd be Mac Jones.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I was just trying to think of a good comparison. Mac Jones is like if Andy Dalton took heroin, and Zach Wilson is more like if Johnny Manziel was like slightly better at football. Still not good. So out of the two, I'll pick Mac Jones because like he's probably not going to be as bad as Zach Wilson. And the Jets right now are still reeling from losing Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, maybe they rally around that, but like I have a feeling it's going to knock them off their game for a little bit.
Intriguing.
All right, so next we got the Bills traveling to D.C. to play the Commanders.
Buffalo's favored by 6.5. Well, I'm going to shock you on this one. I think the Commanders take this. I can't say that. I think the Washington football team takes this. And we wonder why I don't say the C word in solidarity with my Redskin brethren. I can't. But I think this is going to be a mini coming out party for Sam Howell. I think he's a little better than people think. I just think this is going to put the Bills in disarray. I mean, the Washington fan base is stoked. They ain't got Snyder, so they're going to come out hard for this bad boy. They're going to be packed. The Hogs are going to show up. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think the Commanders take this one.
All right.
Well, you know, I can for some damn reason I can see the Washington football team winning this game. Let's go, Commies.
I was very close to making the same decision. Like as I was going through these games earlier, I was thinking, you know, like I think the Commies might be poised to kind of do something a little more this year, but it's too much of a step. Like I mean, Sam Howell has been like a little better than I think people expected, but it's just too much for me to really expect the Commanders to beat the Bills. Now, to be fair, Josh Allen hasn't looked like the hype. He possibly one of the most overly hyped quarterbacks that I can remember being Josh Allen. Like he's good. He's got a lot of talent, but the consistency is just not there. And like people act like he's elite. And it's like the most he has is elite potential. But he just doesn't play like that half the time. So
you know what it is though for me though is that I just cannot get out of my head that Stephon Diggs just be punking this dude on the sidelines every single game. Yeah. It's like hello, shut up, Stephon Diggs. Yell at Josh Allen. Like, oh, that ain't from last playoff. Like, no, that was like 10 minutes ago. Like, why is he still? And Josh Allen to be sitting there like. Josh Allen is like, it's like you ever see somebody in a relationship with somebody with like a girl that absolutely hates them, and they're just like being controlled by that girl. That's Josh Allen right now. He's in an abusive relationship with his receiver.
I know some other quarterback receiver relationships that have been like that in the past, but as far as this game goes, yeah, well, that's one of them. That one was a little different. I don't think OBJ ever like Baker Mayfield. Like Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen.
We got to be real.
Not too long ago.
OBJ never wanted to be in Cleveland.
That's the thing. Like I think Diggs wanted to be in Buffalo, and it's just completely fallen apart.
Shout out to the cameraman on this one too. No, I disagree. I just that's why I'm taking the Washington football team, because I just think I think the Bills are going to hit a point where they're going to start to lose a lot of games consecutively, and I think it might start now.
I'm not saying it won't happen. I will say ESPN's got like 90% of people taking the Bills and 10% taking the Commanders. I think that's silly because I had to like. I definitely could see a lot. I would not put money on this game. Like I'm picking the Bills because that seems to me like the logical choice. But I'm not super confident in this one. I would not put money on this one because like I don't know if I trust the Bills right now. But I know I definitely don't trust the Commanders. So like I mean. Could they win? Sure. Like I'm not going to pick them to win, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So next we got the Houston Texans traveling to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars.
The
Texans looking like they're living up to their hype of being terrible.
The Texans are just that bad. Their defense sucks. Jacksonville's 9.5-point favorites. They're playing in Everbank Stadium is the name of the stadium. I just don't see Stroud coming up to the task. I mean, if you got Stroud in fantasy, you might get 350 garbage yards out of it, but Jacksonville huge here. Jacksonville by 25 or more. I mean, this might be the blowout of the week, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you already know who I'm going with. You know, it's funny because like we played Houston. I'm watching Houston play right now. I'm watching Houston play BYU.
No.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Houston. I'm not gonna lie.
Wrong Houston. Or maybe it's the right Houston. I don't know.
We only got a problem with this Houston. What is volleyball's 10 times worse in Washington? Shout out to the WNBA, y'all.
I'm really trying to avoid making a Deshaun Watson joke right now.
Shut up. No, don't do it right now. Not right now. When I just had a mental crisis, motherfucker. That shit was hard. That shit was traumatizing seeing it in person. Ugh.
Okay. So are you taking the Jaguars, Thomas?
I'm taking the Jaguars, of course. Who the hell is taking Texans?
3% of people. Pick
I'll take the Giants before I take the Texans. Fuck. I'll take Chris Rock before I take the Texans.
Well, actually, more people are picking the Texans than are picking the Giants. For what's worth.
Well, more people are stupid.
All right. Might not even be the same 3% of people, to be honest. All right. So we've got the Kansas City Chiefs and my favorite football team, the Chicago Bears, apparently.
You want to pick the Bears?
No, I'm not picking the Bears. I'm making a joke.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, Chiefs big. I mean, what's the spread here in this one? Let's see. It's got to be Chiefs by 10 or more. I mean, the Bears may be one of the worst teams in the league. Justin Fields is falling hard. It's kind of wild. I mean, he just looks horrible out there, dude. What is it about Buckeye quarterbacks, yo? It's not showing up.
I've been trying to tell people that for years. Like really, other than like defensive ends. Ohio State doesn't send a whole lot of really truly great players to the NFL, but quarterbacks are particularly bad. Like I can't tell you the last time Ohio State had a good quarterback in the NFL. Unless you want to count Justin Fields, who's had some flashes.
I mean, jeez. I could.
Damn, that does suck. You know what's funny is we play all these bad teams that we're talking about. We play them on our schedule for the Browns.
That's what I'm saying. The Browns' schedule is so favorable. Like there's a lot of teams that are just straight tanking. Like they're not even being coy.
Arizona, Texas, the Bears. Those are 3 wins right there.
If anybody found a way to lose it, we would. But yeah, I mean,
Chiefs,
it's 12.5 point spread. Kansas City 12.5 point favorites. I mean, I think I said earlier the earlier game was lock of the week. I mean, I think that's a given right there. I mean, no way KC loses that. I mean, that'd be the upset of the century if KC goes into fucking Jihad Field at Arrowhead Stadium and beats the fucking Chiefs.
I might even take a spread on the Chiefs.
Right? I mean, that's how much the Chiefs might win this motherfucker.
Oh, no, I'm taking the spread on the 49ers. You said the spread for the 49ers was 10 points. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. I actually would take that. Yeah.
So, arguably, the best Ohio State quarterback, at least as far as considering only their NFL career. If you're only considering their NFL career, the best Ohio State quarterback in the NFL was Troy Smith.
I was going to say Troy Smith. I was going to say Troy Smith. He didn't get a fair chance.
You know what's so funny about Troy Smith? Before that debacle against Florida back in January of 2007, there were Browns fans calling for the Browns to take Troy Smith at 3. They really were. He was and then, dude, they went – what happened to that 2006 Buckeye team so wild because they they ended the season undefeated, great Michigan win, probably one of the most iconic wins in school history. And they go on this press media junket tour of all these things and winning all these awards. And Troy Smith put on a good 20 pounds between the end of the season and that Fiesta Bowl. It was wild. It was that team.
He was bad, man.
And we just underestimated how good and fast Florida was. And that was the SEC coming out party because they've dominated college football since then. But, yeah, what a crazy season that was. That was one of my favorite years, though. That year and the next year, that 2007 football year was really wild. That was a fun season.
That was due – because, I stopped being an Ohio State fan when they fired Tressel. But that was, the season – that was the first, full season that I watched of Ohio State, for real. And, because what got me into it was Troy Smith and Ted Ginn were Cleveland kids. So I was just, Cleveland players. I'm on the root for them. That's when Ohio State actually had Ohio players. They don't really do that anymore. Ever since Meyer, they don't really get top-flight Ohio players anymore. Thank you, Urban Meyer. Fucking scumbag. I hate that guy.
Go blue.
Shut up. Go Bobcats.
You used to tell me you hated the Buckeyes. What happened to that?
Look, I don't. Look, here's my thing. I don't like Ohio State, but I'm not a douche about it. Cleveland fans, Cleveland fans who are Pittsburgh fans, or people who live in Cleveland are Pittsburgh fans.
The thing about Ohio State fans, dude, it's there's Ohio State fans are fucking morons, dude. We gotta be real about it.
Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah, they try to get a good ass coach fired because whatever. I don't know why. But
well, they're idiots, dude. They're so. I mean, they're just a lot of. They just don't think about football. They think if we don't win every single game, it's the end of the world. I mean, go on to Ohio State Buckeyes message board or Facebook group or whatever and follow the posts. I mean, one incomplete pass, Ryan Day is the most overrated guy in the history of the world. It's calm down. And you got two or three challenges at most on the schedule. You know what I mean? It's Jesus with these people.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Oh, there's also college women's volleyball on the Big Ten Network. Look at that. It's just all over the place. Shout out to the college women's volleyball.
There were some lopsided fucking games this week, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
This is not a good week to do pick'em because there's a couple tough ones, and we talked about them. But I mean, the next one
is a great way
for fantasy.
my parlay going.
The next one's Cowboys Cardinals. So
I mean, no brainer there. I mean, fucking they are.
The real question is, what's the spread? Who got some good parlays for me? What's the spread on that game?
Cardinals. They're playing in Arizona. Damn, the Cowboys are a 12-point favorite on the road.
Okay, we're all picking the Cowboys, right? We're all picking the Cowboys. Okay, let me just get out of the way. So, do we take the spread or not on this game? The real question.
They say never bet against a home dog. I don't know. The Cardinals are. The Cardinals to keep it competitive. I mean, it's not like they're, I don't know. Less. I mean, Giants, but still, Dobbs is not a good quarterback. Like, how is he starting? Like, of all the guys that start, Josh Dobbs, like, no.
Yeah, I would pick against the spread, and it's not because I think the Cardinals are going to do a whole lot. It's because I don't necessarily think the Cowboys are going to score 12 more points than the Cardinals. That's my main thing. That Cowboys defense is incredible, but I just don't know how I feel about that Cowboys offense.
What an easy start to the schedule for the Cowboys this year, right? My goodness.
I watched the WNBA for a couple of minutes, and I changed back to women's volleyball. That's all I'm going to say without getting canceled.
All right,
next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Now I will say the spread on ESPN is like 90% of people taking the Eagles and 10% of people taking the Buccaneers. I think it's a little short-sighted, personally.
Well, I mean,
I do too.
The Buccaneers' schedule has been garbage. I mean, he just beat the Bears. You know what I mean? And it is Baker. Baker always starts out fast with these new teams and then flames. You know what I mean? It's and it is Monday night. The Eagles are just turning it up. The Eagles between the Eagles, Niners, and the Cowboys, those are your three teams in the NFC. One of those teams will win it. And I mean, two of those three will probably be in the championship game, honestly. It's 5-point spread for the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles in that one. I don't think Baker has the capability to beat, arguably one of the best teams in the league. It's just not going to happen. But, I mean, it is a home game for those guys, so we'll see.
Baker haven't looked bad, though. I'll tell you that. Here's the thing, though. Baker got a big arm, and then you give him big, fast receivers, Mike Evans and Godwin. That's literally – Baker went to the best situation for him. And he's in a warm weather city that's not too physical. He plays in the NFC. Baker is literally in his best situation that he could possibly be. With that said, I'm going with the Eagles. Competitive game, though. I think it'll be a very competitive game. I just think the Eagles is going to find it. But I think Baker's going to play well.
Mike Evans is the guy who made Johnny Manziel look like a viable NFL player.
I was literally just going to say that. Yeah, I mean, Evans is sneaky good. He's really good. He got Tom Brady.
He's perfect for Baker, man. Yeah. He's perfect for Baker, man. Baker loves throwing to that guy, man. It's like their games match perfectly with each other, man. It's actually very, the Buccaneers are a dangerous team. Buccaneers are going to make playoffs. They might win that division. I actually see the Buccaneers winning over. I think the Buccaneers are going to outpace the Saints, honestly. Off the 2 weeks I've seen, I just think Baker just have that dog in him right now. He just wants it more than Derek Carter.
I know we haven't been doing the big upset of the week, but if we were, I'd make this one. I actually think the Buccaneers are going to have a good shot at winning this one.
Okay.
I've just been feeling, and I agree with you. I don't think he's necessarily going to stay like this through the season, but I've been feeling that Baker magic lately. And
he's been playing pretty good, man.
I think the Eagles are really don't twist what I'm about to say. The Eagles are really good, but I also think they might be a little overrated. In the idea that people are so convinced that they're the next 2007 Patriots that they can't possibly be that good.
I would agree with that. I mean, the Eagles got some holes. I mean, their first couple games haven't been dominant. I mean,
I think the 49ers are better.
New England and Minnesota they beat. So yeah, the 49ers it'll probably be the 49ers and the Cowboys in the title game.
They didn't let New England come back, though, too.
I think if the Eagles see the Buccaneers in the playoffs, they'll probably crush them then. But I think in this game, I think the Buccaneers just have this momentum that I really like right now, and I personally think they're going to take it this one. All right, so we only got. I know. Sorry, we got 4 more games left. We got like all the AFC North games to go through. So let's see. We got Colts, Ravens in Baltimore.
They say Richardson might not even be ready. So I mean, if you're talking about Gardner Minshew going in there, I think they're playing in Baltimore now. That's a tough task for that. The Ravens. I mean, it sucks. The Ravens are going to go 3-0, but I mean, the Colts just aren't really that good. And Quentin Richardson's probably out on that line too. That's another. I mean, it's you got to think the Ravens win. It'd probably be a little closer than you think. 7.5-point spread, but I think the Ravens take it.
Yeah, I just don't see how the Colts win this game. If the Ravens lose this game, then as a Browns fan, I'm excited because we play them next week. And there has been a hole in the Ravens game. You know, I always say this that the Ravens are depending on injury-prone players to take them to the promised land. And two of them are already hurt. I haven't said on the first podcast like J.K. Dobbs and Lamar Jackson and Odell Beckham are the best 3 offensive threats, and all 3 of them have injuries like crazy. And 2 of them already hurt.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if I want the Ravens this game, but the Ravens lose this game, see y'all next week, Baltimore.
Right? Shit.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, is at home.
I think this is another one of those things where like I'm going to pick the Ravens because I can't genuinely talk myself into not picking the Colts, especially with Gardner Minshew starting. Like if Anthony Richardson was starting, I think I might actually pick them because like he's been I think more impressive than people expected. But I just can't realistically pick the Colts knowing what is actually going to be happening. Now, I mean, the Ravens are dealing with a ton of injuries too, to be fair. But Lamar Jackson isn't hurt, so
yeah, he's not. He's not. Yeah, he's gonna get hurt like later in the season when those hits start to count. Compound over, we think a lot of hits.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love so much for the Colts to take this game, but I realistically don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, but Lamar's been passing the ball pretty well too, honestly.
Hey, if Gardner Minshew can add to his Ryan Fitzpatrick-like legend if he pulls this one off. You know what I mean?
It'd be cool.
Hey, I mean, imagine the Browns winning this week and then the fucking Ravens losing to the Colts and then the Ravens come here. All hope could be maybe this is one of those fucking seasons where it's just up and down all the time. We get extreme highs and extreme lows. Who knows?
I was the most negative person at work today. I don't know how that happened. I thought I'd be. Usually I'm Mr. Sunshine. Usually I'm too positive, unrealistically positive. I guess I was unrealistically negative. So I don't know.
I'm bad.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, you gotta try to balance being a Browns fan out somehow. I
don't know anymore.
All right, so we got the Steelers traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders.
That's probably the game of the week in terms of being close.
Although maybe not in terms of being interesting.
Right. That might be the. I'll tell you what, that JJ or that TJ Watt. I hate to say this as a Browns fan, but fucking A, that guy's good. He might be the defensive player of the year. That guy just has an knack for the ball. Nobody can fucking block him. Mike.
Kenny Pickett is so bad.
Right. Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
So is the Raiders.
Right, the Raiders aren't really good either. I mean, Josh Jacobs is sticking up the joint. Najee Harris is bad. I think the X factor in this game is George Pickens. George Pickens is a really good receiver. I know he's good. Yeah, he's good. He can take one to the house. I think the Ravens the Raiders are just not good this year, and that sucks. That we're probably gonna have all 3 teams opponents win in our division, but I just don't see the Raiders winning this.
I know it sucks. I really want the Raiders to win. I really want the Raiders to just beat the Steelers after they did what they did to the Browns last week. after Pittsburgh injured one of our best players. I really want to see the Raiders take it down. And even still, I'm not counting the Raiders out because Kenny Pickett is so freaking bad. Actually, no, fuck that. I ain't taking the Steelers. Fuck y'all.
Is that all you got there?
Yep. I said what I said. Fuck y'all.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Joe. You're picking the Raiders because you're like.
I'm picking the Steelers. I'm picking the Steelers.
I'm sorry. You're picking the Steelers because you're like the Raiders just realistically have no shot. Thomas, you're picking the Steelers out of spite, but your analysis seemed to me that you thought the Raiders were a better team.
Opposite thing. Yes, you're right.
But I'm not gonna lie. I actually like the Raiders in this one. Like just straight up. I know we got crushed by the Bills, but I don't know. I think the Raiders are scrappy. They look pretty good against the Broncos week one. Maybe not the offense so much, but like the defense looked pretty good. And going up against the Steelers, to have the strategy against them is to meet defense with defense. I mean, hell, the Browns came close because the Browns have an elite defense.
The Browns lost because Washington turned over the ball. So if
and I don't think Garoppolo is going to do that. That's the thing.
Yeah, if he plays mistake-free football, they can win that game.
That's what I'm saying.
Kenny Pickett is not good. Kenny Pickett got one touchdown. Kenny Pickett's defense got more points than his offense does. Not good. He's not good. He's like Kyle. Kenny Pickett is so bad. He's worse than what we thought he was.
Right now, yeah, he is for sure.
There's a lot of Steelers fans. A lot of hate that guy. They don't like Pickett at all.
Yeah, and then he's playing in Oakland. I don't know, man. I'm with you. He started talking about the ledge on this one. I kind of hope
I mean, I didn't think he was going to be as bad as he looks right now. But I also don't think he's going to stay as bad as he is right now. I think this is some. He's going to shake this off. Now, whether he's going to be any good, I don't know. But I don't think he's going to be this bad.
He sucks. No, he sucks, dude. Like, even the thing is, like, watching that game last week, with watching Watson, a lot of time when you watch Watson, you're like, okay, that was a good pass, but it was late. Okay, that was a good throw, but the timing went off. Kenny Pickett just sucked out there. Like, it wasn't even like, man, I don't want to see the talent, man. Like, he threw one crazy 50-50 ball to George Pickens, and George Pickens made a crazy-ass catch and took to the house. Other than that, that dude could not complete anything over 5 yards. It was hilariously bad. He is bad, man. He is very, 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 very bad, man. Kenny Pickett is probably the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now.
Nah, Deshaun Watson's pretty fucking shitty himself, dude. So let's give it a couple more weeks before we go.
I'm not disputing that, but Kenny Pickett looked bad, man. Kenny Pickett looked bad out there.
Yeah, George Pickens is a good receiver, though. George Pickens can get open. Anybody can hit that guy. So I mean, Pickens might mask Kenny's, whatever for a little bit to where you can find a receiver. Then we'll see. We'll see. I still think Steelers.
Maybe.
Right. So this is probably the the part that is the most fun for us to pick. I guess to some extent. Maybe not quite so much for the audience because a lot of times it's obvious. But with Joe here, we might get some. We might get some difference. So
we didn't pick the Panthers Seahawks game yet, though.
We didn't.
No.
Did I miss that?
Yeah. And I'm going to shock with a lot of this one. I'm going to take the Panthers in that one. I think they're due for a win. I know only 5% of people are picking the Panthers, but I just, I think they're a young team, but I think they're going to be motivated in this one. Let me see what I think Seattle. I just don't think Geno Smith he's going to suffer from that big contract syndrome. They're 6-point favorites. I just think Carolina wins this.
Right now, on my TV screen, the BYU team is in a huddle and they're wearing blue shorts, same color as the Carolina Panthers. So I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers.
I think Joe, you're insane. So I'm going to pick the Seahawks. I do not believe in the Panthers at all. And I mean,
I might switch my pick later. Actually,
we'll see with Geno Smith. But I mean, he looked pretty good last year. Man. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he was a second round pick for a reason. Now, I know that was a while ago, and he went through a long time. But I think the reason he didn't develop in the NFL for the longest time was because he himself was like mentally distracted. I don't think he was prepared to be an NFL player. And I think now he got himself to a point where he's ready to put his nose to the grindstone. So I think that's what changed in Seattle. He came at it from a different perspective. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe the money's going to go to his head because less money has gone to his head before, obviously. But I also think the Seahawks are a better team, even if they had fucking Kenny Pickett going out there starting. I think they're still a better team than the Panthers. So I'm going to pick the Seahawks just because. I wouldn't pick the Panthers up against pretty much anybody.
There's some bad teams in the league this year, right? Listen, that's the only thing that's giving me hope. There's just some shit teams in the NFL this year. There's a good 6 teams that you just like. Those guys are not going to win a game. You know what I mean? And eventually, obviously, one of them will win a game, so they'll play each other. But like, that's the one kernel that's giving me hope as a Browns fan is that all the random shit teams in the league right now.
And Washington can just play like something, man. Fuck. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to the most important games. So we're going to start with the Titans and the Browns.
All right. The Titans are coming into town. The Browns are 4.5-point favorites. This is going to be an emotional pick. I just can't get burnt anymore. I mean, I think the Titans are going to win this by a little bit. Some will fuck up. Henry will probably go over 100 yards, etc. I mean, if I was analyzing this game as not a Browns fan, maybe I would pick the Browns, but I think Stefanski's play calling will just fuck it up again. I think Deshaun will probably be furtherly exposed. I think Ford will have an okay game. Miles will make it a sack or two finally, but I don't think we pull this out. Titans by maybe a field goal, something like that, on a fuck up by us. 2017, something like that.
You know what the craziest thing is that, Joe, if I wasn't a Browns fan, I would have a completely different outlook. I am the same way with you. Like, if there's any game for Deshaun Watson to get his shit going, it's this game because the Panthers have the worst pass defense in the league.
The Titans?
The Titans have the worst pass defense in the league. That secondary sucks. So if anybody that you should get your pass going on, it should be these motherfuckers. But I just have no reason at all to believe in this team. At all. I gotta go with the Titans.
All right. So as the resident non-Browns fan, I'm going to confirm y'all's theory in that I, as not a Browns fan who does not have an emotional attachment to this game, think that the Titans are fucking god-awful. So, I mean, the Browns obviously have their problems right now, and we'll see. But I do think that even without Nick Chubb, like Jerome Ford looks damn good. Y'all should beat the Titans. Like, if you can't beat the Titans, panic immediately. But
we ain't panicking. We ain't Stop! What the fuck? No, we've been panicking since about 9:15. Yes, Monday.
Tom, don't been panicking since 1996.
We've been panicking here.
I've been panicking. 1984. I remember Bernie's rookie year, bro. I remember it.
Dude, I tell you, man, that was the most. Seeing that hit in person was the most devastating thing to ever see as a sports fan. And I think the hardest part for me personally, because I was pretty intoxicated when it happened. If I'm being personal about it, and I don't like it personal sports, whatever. When it happened, I just had all these flashes about when I broke my wrist last year, and I could see I was very close to the field. I could see Nick Chubb's face, and I could see his eyes. I knew exactly what he was going through because I felt that same feeling a year ago, and that shit fucking hurt, physically and emotionally.
So I know you guys can't see the comments right now because that's the one downside about OBS is y'all can't see the comments on the screen. But Ethan Bruley showed up and mentioned how the ending of that Broncos game, which you were talking about earlier, Joe, was so bad that it gave him COVID. That's funny.
I was like, surprise, motherfucker, I'm back. I was just trying to watch with the COVID.
Right, put him on the COVID exempt list. I was hoping a couple more allegations would surface this week, and we could see DTR.
Man, at least if it was DTR, at least I'd be like, well, at least my morals on check for this guy.
Hey, I'm not kidding, Kyle, when I tell you this. If you ran a poll right now in Cleveland, I bet you 60% of the people would want to see DTR in there. That's how much fucking Watson fucked up in that game.
Yeah. I mean, Watson in theory should be better. Like, we're married to this man. Like, surprise, motherfucker. We're married to your ass.
I understand because we haven't had to deal with that in a while here in Cincinnati. But Bengals fans get like that too. Like, it doesn't matter who the backup quarterback is. If you're mad at the guy who's starting, then the backup's the most popular guy in the city.
Kyle, but like,
DTR was a fifth-round pick, man. Come on.
You look good in the preseason. That's all Browns fans need to care about.
Kyle, when in Bengals history have you guys traded away a quarterback who won y'all a playoff game for somebody with 31 allegations, and he's the highest paid quarterback in history, and he's stinking up the joint, and you're just stuck with him?
Well, never. That wasn't my point.
That is a very dude. This sucks. This sucks for us. I really like this. This really does suck. Yeah. And you know what, though, Kyle? You're right. Like, again, my brain is telling me the season probably is not over. There's a lot of season left. It's way too early to react to that shit. Way too early. Yeah, we're 1-1, and we got an easy-ass schedule. I mean, we play the fucking Cardinals, the Texans, and the Bears.
Do we play the Jets, too? I think we play the Jets as well.
Yeah, we play the Jets. Still got That's 4 wins right there. So we win this week. We're guaranteed at least 6 wins. It's just you know.
I mean, we're just so skittish, Kyle. It is what it is. I mean, the past, especially since 2000. I mean, if you go back, if you start in the 2016 season and go forward to every year in the ridiculous lows on every single season, aside from the little blip in the COVID year, it's been to the point where it just gets us so skittish. I mean, everything you're just going to overreact to. And it's just the nature of what we have now. I mean, you guys got a recent Super Bowl appearance, so you're a little bit just more relaxed and chill. We're still in this fucking we haven't won a game in Pittsburgh in 900 years and shit. It's like we're done with talking about that. We're so burnt out on the fucking shit stats and everything we're just gonna freak the fuck out on. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast right now, and it's gonna be like that until we get to a Super Bowl or something equivalent to that. And it's gonna be like this for a long time until we get a couple years of winning. Which is how it's gonna be in Cleveland.
I would be different. I would be different if it wasn't for the fact that I just see if I didn't see that hit in person, if I didn't see a Hall of Fame running back just have his career in right in front of my eyes, I would have a completely different stance on this right now. But like that Nick Chubb injury broke me on me. That was hard.
I know you don't believe me, but I understand. I saw Carson Palmer have his knee snapped in the same fashion against the Steelers in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I saw that in person. 13 years old.
Oh, dude, dude, you guys see my video about the history of the brief history of dirty hits by Pittsburgh? I played Nick Part too.
I did not see that.
No, you guys see it's hilarious. I played Nick Part too. I put it on TikTok. Like I said, when I say that, like the last 24 hours, last 40 hours, I have not been nice to Pittsburgh fans. I have been brutal to Pittsburgh Steelers fans. And the thing is, and Joe, you know this. I'm not.
I've seen your posts on Facebook. You're out of control. You're totally out of control. You're not in your right element. It's like this, man. I know you don't have any substance abuse issues. I can tell by your skin hue. But like, you got to develop some kind of alcoholism, become a pothead or something, because it's gonna just trust me as I tell you, bro. I'm 46. I've been around this fucking Browns football my whole life. It's caused me some of the lowest lows you'll ever see in life. I mean, if you follow all the downs of my life, pretty much all of them were related to Brown shit. It's wild. But you're going to have to develop some kind of habit you can tolerate is going to pull you through these times. Because, like, by the time you're 35, 38, 40 years old, you're going to be in a mental institution, in prison. You don't want that to happen to you. So develop a habit you can tolerate with, because trust me when I tell you, that shit will eat at your soul, dude. I mean, defying the mathematical odds that they do. I mean, how do you lose 18 openers in a row? Like, it shit doesn't make any sense. Like, it's physically impossible. Not win a division title in 34 years. Like, come on, man. What even is this? You know what I mean? So figure it out, bro, before it drives you up the wall.
Yeah, I hear meth's pretty good.
Yo, and these fucking drugs, dude.
Kyle's on one tonight, right? Meth and heroin and shit. I love it.
No, well, I mean, no, you know, it's funny because like there's like I have videos on TikTok right now going on Pittsburgh fans, but like, yeah, for the most part, I'm mostly over it, but like there was a part of me that was looking forward to November because like I wanted to see. I know that when Pittsburgh fans come to town, Cleveland fans are going to be brutal against Pittsburgh fans, and I was rooting for it. But at the same time, I'm like, violence is the answer. But like, Browns fans are going to be brutal on Pittsburgh fans when they come to Cleveland. That's why I talk everything I talk, because I know when they show up here, they ain't going to be saying anything. It's going to be bad. They're probably going to win that game. Win the game, win that game. That's 7 wins right there. I just talked to the 7 wins. And I still don't believe
I'm not gonna lie. If you look at the schedule, by the time we play the Rams, we could still be 8-3. And I know that sounds like a stretch, but I mean, you look at the schedule and tell you it's pretty favorable, dude. It really is. We'll see.
I mean, we're gonna beat the Steelers when they come out.
Oh yeah, I'm counting that as a dub. I'm counting that as a dub.
They're good. Yeah, they're just to say right now. They're gonna be bad. They're gonna. All right,
let's get into this last game. Let's get into the Motor City Keys. Let's get into the Houday crowd's game.
Yeah, I can gather someone. So yeah, let's get to the Keys game out here.
All right, so the Rams are a 2.5-point dog. The game's in. Paul Brown, or whatever the fuck it's called now. Pay for it. What do you think, Thomas? What do you think about this one, bro?
See, it just all depends if Joe Burrow plays. But honestly, though, I think even if Joe Burrow don't play, I think Cincinnati has so many weapons on that team. T. Higgins, Boyd, Chase. Like, they have so many offensive weapons. Like Kyle said earlier, as long as the defense plays solid, they should take care of Rams. Give me the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals, too. I mean, I'm going to go with the proviso. If it's Browning, the Bengals are not going to win. If it's Burrow, I think they win. The Rams got some weapons, man. That Akua is fucking really good. I mean, the Rams could take this. The Rams could sneak one. It's going to be really hard for me to pick the Bengals to go 0-3, though. And it's tough on the road and a Monday nighter, too. I just think the defense, the Bengals secondary is really going to have to step up. They're really going to have to do a lot better job they've been doing. But I think Hendrickson and them guys in the line are going to do nice jobs. So I think the Bengals is going to be close, probably a field goal, something like that. But I'm going to take the Bengals in this one.
The Bengals have been really, really good in the trenches. in the first. Well, at least against the Ravens, they were. Again, can't really say they did much of anything good against the Browns, but at least as far as the trenches go, they looked really good in the trenches against the Ravens. The coverage in the secondary was tough at best, I think. But I think it's a good matchup because like I couldn't even Andrew Whitworth retired. I can't name a single player on that Rams offensive line right now. They got Puka Nacua. They just traded away Cam Akers. So I mean that's one less weapon in LA.
Cam Akers
still out.
He's not really good. That was a good trade.
So I'm going to pick the Bengals, and I have this feeling they're going to hurt me again. But I think the Bengals should win this game, even if Jake Browning plays, because like I saw enough flashes from Jake Browning in the preseason. He wasn't great, but he was playing with guys who aren't going to make the team. So when Jake Browning has played with starters, he's looked all right. So I don't know. It's tough to say, but I think Jake Browning might be just enough. If the defense can get back to being a decent unit, because they weren't against the Ravens. They were okay, but and honestly, had Joe Burrow not thrown that interception, we would have won. And so it's like I guess the defense played decent enough against a healthy Lamar Jackson, which is impressive enough as it is. And they played pretty well against the Browns, right? Like I mean, the reason the Browns scored as many points as they did is mainly because our offense was so bad that y'all's offense was had so many opportunities to score, and you're gonna get some eventually.
Yeah, shout out to Nick Chubb having a big game.
Yeah. But the Bengals defense is not anything to we're not going to win games with our defense. It's just not going to happen. Like I was thinking the defense was going to be better than it was this year, and it's just not showing that. So the offense is going to have to step up. They might be able to do that with Jake Browning because they have the offensive line. The weapons are there. The weapons just got to show up. So I mean, I guess it depends. I almost kind of want to say like. I almost kind of want to say I'm less confident if Joe Burrow plays, which is a really crazy ass thing to say. But I think if Joe Burrow plays, he might be limited, and then that gives the Rams something to take advantage of. If Jake Browning plays, he's going to be as good as Jake Browning's going to be, and so the Rams are going to have to come out with much more of a vanilla game plan than they would if they had an injured Joe Burrow.
I kind of hope they honestly. I kind of hope they rest Joe Burrow.
I actually, the more I think about it, the more I do too.
He might not play. It's a good shot. He's there's gonna be like, you know what? Chill this one out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Kyle. Maybe the only thing that, like, you talk about somebody looking at something from an outside view. I would rather you guys just have a bad season or an off season than Joe Burrow get a drag.
Well, I mean, if it's like I would rather have a bad season than Joe Burrow have a career-altering type of thing going on.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's going to come down to a bad season. Like, I mean, we might have a bad start. As we proved last year, that doesn't mean we're going to have a bad season. Like last year, we like...
Yeah, and the schedule's very easy. The schedule's very easy. Like,
well, it gets a little tougher near the end of the season. But then again, depends on what you catch up to.
But he'll be healthy by the end of the season. You definitely want him to be healthy. Well, that's even more of a reason to rest him right now.
I mean, that's fair. But that's kind of like what I was saying though. Like I was saying, maybe even rest him a cup. Maybe Jamar Chase had a good point. Maybe don't bring him back until maybe that Seahawks game. Maybe
Jamar Chase is the real man.
Like he doesn't. Does he really need to play against the Rams, Titans, and Cardinals? Does he really need to play against those teams?
No, he doesn't.
Because like I said, from what I've seen from Jake Browning, I don't think Jake Browning is going to be lighting anything up. But when he's played with starters, he looks serviceable. More so than
y'all at least be 2-3. At the very least, I'll be 2 and 3. Y'all take 2 or 3 other games.
I'll take 2 and 3, honestly, because like we can come back.
Yeah, honestly, I would too. Yeah, I think I can. With Joe Burrow, that's shit. Totally.
The thing is,
y'all want Joe Burrow.
We can't lose any more division games. Like we're at the point like if we lose any more division games, then we're looking at a wild card spot pretty much. Now we were 3 and 3 in the division last year. Like to make that clear, we lost all 3 of our first 3 division games.
I guess my thing is after watching my Hall of Fame running back go down on the head of the Pittsburgh Dirty Steelers, I'm still leaning toward. I just think you should just rest your quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know if resting Nick Chubb was going to help that at all, but
yeah, I know. It's just that it's just that 2 straight injuries on Monday Night Football. Always say I don't believe in curses.
Oh, jeez, you just brought up the Monday night curse. Well, people don't they bring that up, but they failed to put in the Saints-Panthers game last week, which had no injuries. So I don't know.
Yeah,
curses
aren't real. Curses aren't real on this podcast.
Tell that to Bo.
Well, look. They're playing on ESPN, not ABC. So at least it's not national television. It's not like it's not the main Monday Night Football event game. The Buccaneers Eagles is. So at least you got that going for you. It's just that calf, man. It's a calf injury. That's dangerous, man. Calf injuries leads to Achilles injuries. It's just that's an injury I don't want to see Joe Burrow to have. For that reason, I'm like, just rest him. Just rest him, man.
But I guess my thing is like, if you rest him, is that necessarily going to just magically fix his calf?
That's a good question.
Because I mean, you're only going to be resting him for a couple of weeks. Like, I mean, that would probably help. But and then with NFL, like having regimen and everything, like maybe. But
I'm not a doctor, man. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
All right. Well, you got anything else, Joe?
No, just be sure to tune in the 25th of my show. Larry Hankin, actor, is going to be on again. Yeah, he was on.
Podcast.
Mr. Hickles on Friends. If you're watching this, you probably already friends. Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't know. If check me out. Square Table Degenerates on YouTube. A lot of great interviews on there.
He does. Yeah, great podcast.
Yeah,
great podcast. Great podcast. I watched the King Carmen episode. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good one. I've had on a bunch of banger guests, man. Aditi Kikabala was just on. She was just on a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How is she?
She's cool, man. She's down to earth. She's funny. She's relatable. I liked her, man. She said she was. It's funny. She said her kid's a Bills fan, actually. Isn't that wild?
Oh, really?
Yeah. She said her kid just like Josh Allen, start wearing the jersey, and that's it. Her husband is a diehard Steelers fan. But she says she doesn't have any rooting allegiances. I believe her. I mean, she has to for her job. You know, you're a reporter. You can't be out there rooting for teams when you're on the sideline, and that's your bread and butter. So
I do it.
My father anymore, but I was.
Right.
My father's a Bears fan, and my mom's a John F. Kennedy Eagles fan, and somehow I'm a Browns fan. But it's all the family, right?
My dad's a Bengals fan, and my mom doesn't care.
My parents, rest in peace, were both Browns fans, so we'll be Browns fans for generations. Well, I mean, I don't think my kids will really like sports, but I mean, if they do, I mean, they'll root for the Browns.
Well, my son's crazy about it. He doesn't seem to like football all that. No, that's not true. He gets really excited about certain things that happen in football, but I don't think he actually understands or likes the sport of football. He's also 8, though, so you know.
We should go to Pittsburgh, have consensual love with a whole bunch of people, consensual love with a whole bunch of people in Pennsylvania, consensually, I'm stressing that word, with a whole bunch of people in Pittsburgh, not marry any of them, come back to Cleveland, And then after paying child support, sent a whole bunch of Browns there to Pittsburgh to create a Browns fan base in Pittsburgh.
That's a lot of
Consensually.
That seems really complicated.
That's a lot of back end paperwork, though. There's way simpler methods to fucking destroy the village than to have impregnating and moving around and paying child support. I'll say it like that.
Consensually.
I really gotta pee. So let's.
I really gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here. But hey, thanks for listening to the Battle Podcast, everybody. You can find more of what I do at Kyle Phelps 92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/Phelps. Buffalo Sports, blah, y'all know the drill. Thomas is T_star94 on Twitter and Instagram, and the Thomas J Network on TikTok and YouTube. And then Joe, where can they find you other than the Square Table Generous podcast?
I mean, if you want to follow me on Facebook or add me on Facebook, you can, Joe Burrow. But Square Table Degenerates on YouTube every Friday. Check us out.
All right. Well, I'll leave you all as always with a hooray!
Here we go. Here we go.